What's up and welcome to another video. So before we can start on the intake manifold, I need to go get argon gas. As I finished this project, I ran out of gas. So the last time I went with the W204 and had the bottle just laying on the seat next to me. But today I'm using my grandma's car again and I need to figure out how I'm gonna get the bottle in there and then go fill it up. So the only place I could find is about 3 hours away from me. So it's a 6-hour round trip in the Datsun Go. So that's going to be interesting. Let me figure out how I'm going to get this bottle in the car and then let's go get it filled up. Well, it's in there. Let's go. Alright, so there we have the new argon bottle. I'm so happy I'm able to weld again. I just filled up the car. Gave me about 16 kilometers on a liter, and the GPS took me another way around going back, so I just went through Johannesburg Central. That was kind of sketchy. I also just put these headphones, noise cancelling headphones on because the car is kind of loud inside, like a lot of road noise, and the sound system just sucks. This one isn't doing too bad. At least I do have air conditioning. That's more than I can say about my car. But yeah, let's head on back home and get this thing unloaded. After showing that Mustang who's boss on the highway, I made it back home with the argon. I was super tired after that drive. 7 hours in a Datsun Go is not my cup of tea. Usually, I don't mind driving long distances, but damn, that wasn't fun. But anyway, let's just have a look over here. How good does this look? Oh, I'm so happy I took the 2 weeks to make those cupboards. Let's move on to the car and making the intake manifold. Let me just get a light over here. Let me just say before I start on the intake over there, I know I said I'll be doing the wiring and checking that out, but I've done a few tests and everything seems to be okay, even though it looks... Everything seems good, but I think the problem is that this... Look how black this wire is. This is the only earth I have on the car. So that might be the problem why it does not want to start. This is the gearbox to chassis ground that I'll be putting back into the car, and hopefully that solves the problem. And yeah, the car should be perfect after that. Only other thing it can be is maybe a problem on the ECU, maybe because I welded on the car while the ECU was connected, something like that. I don't know, but hopefully it's just the earth, and after we make the intake, I'll be able to drive the car again. This is intake version 1 that I bought. Not very good at all. Anyway, this is how it used to sit with the throttle body over here, but the problem with that is I have nowhere to go with the intake pipes. I think this is the ABS of the car, so I don't want to mess with that because it actually does still work. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I didn't cut the pipes over here. I just stuck it in like this. So the air has to go in there and around the sharp edge and go into the cylinder. So I just think the flow of it isn't very good. I mean, the easier you can get air in and out the engine, the more power it'll make. That's why people boost cars. So I'm still going to use this plastic first piece that just bolts to the head, because I can't find an aluminium intake. They are super rare. I'm just going to work with what I got. Let me just see. Okay, yeah. And the plan for the throttle body is that it's going to sit over here underneath the intake. This is the bracket for the air conditioner pump. So underneath there's a space where the intake pipes are going to go through this way and then go forward, and then I'll sort that out later. But for now, let's start building the intake. These are all at an angle, but I did make them as even as I could. I think I'm going to take a bit more of the last one over here, and then we'll cut some silicone hoses to go over them. So let's get that done. And there we go. Now I have steel pipes that are going to go in them because I'm making this out of mild steel. So let's go cut some 50mm mild steel piping that will go in there. Alright, so now I have all the runners over there and they kind of line up. So I'm going to take a piece of sheet metal and cut the first piece out. It's going to go flat against them, and then the last one I'm going to have a small bend. Alright, so I got this piece cut out, so it's going to sit something like this. So I already marked out this one and this one over there. So let's get them cut out and then I'll put it on there and do the rest. And then I'll go ahead and mark out the other 4 holes and get them drilled out. Now we can go ahead and get those welded on there. Now that I have them all welded up and sealed, I can go ahead and start with the collector. Get the first piece cut out that will go like this and have a bend in it to go around. I think it's gonna look so cool. And this is how it turned out. So I finished welding it all up, and this is how it's gonna sit in the car. I think it looks much better, and I think it'll work better too. The next step will be to get from the throttle body that sits over here to go and have a few pie cuts or whatever and come into here, or the easiest will be to go in underneath. But I think I'm gonna spend a little bit more time and get it to go in here. I think it'll just look kind of cool. So that'll have to wait for the next video. But let me get it off and show you the brackets I built underneath for the throttle body. So I just built this bracket over here for the throttle body to bolt onto. So that bolts onto the block, and then the throttle body bolts on over here. And then I made this little bracket for the throttle cable. It just runs through here and connects up over there. So let me step on the loud pedal and show you how it works. Yes, I have that all figured out and working. Now to make pie cuts and everything from here, go across and into the intake manifold. Very happy with how things are turning out. So hopefully we can get it finished in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.